Hey everybody, and welcome back after spring break. I know that we all wish that we could be in class to do this, that we could have met on Monday in the classroom instead of digitally, but I'm also thankful that we can all be safely and healthy at home. So we're going to do it this way, and we're going to make the best of it, and it's going to be great. In this video, I'm going to be kind of reviewing parts of speech a bit for your day 20 assignment. Day 18 was a reflection on Romeo and Juliet, and day 19 was turning in your Shostak vocab set, and we'll get to that in just a minute, okay? But first, welcome back. Like I said, I know that we all wish we could be in the classroom. I very much wish I could see you guys each day instead of having to stare at my iPad and my computer and my paper copies of grading stuff, and I wish I could see you guys instead, but I'm happy that you're all healthy and safe at home, and I look forward to seeing you again at some point. That being said, let's see what we should have accomplished so far while we were at home. So before spring break, you should have covered I Learned days 3 through 17, okay? That means those should be done. Now, for most of you, they are done. For most of you, I have them all. They're graded, and that's great. A few of you are still missing a couple, which is not a big deal, but there are some of you who are missing all of them or a good number of those. Please, please, please try your hardest to get those in the day that they're due or within a day or two, because the longer they get put off, the more likely I am to miss something while grading, to misplace something digitally. It's just easier if you turn them in while they're due. Because as of now, we are going through I Learned Day 32, which means we have quite a few more days of this ahead of us. And if you have not done these, if you have not done I Learned days 3 through 17, I'm going to assume it's because you haven't actually done them, if you haven't turned them in. And so you're going to have a lot of makeup work to do, and it's going to get overwhelming really fast. So please, please, please be working on it, be doing it. And we're going to move into it. Let's look at the calendar really quick. I remind texted this to you guys the other day, but I would like to look at it again just to kind of show you where we are. So our first I Learned day was the 16th, and that was day 3. So we've completed this week, this week, this week, spring break week, and then this video is for day 20. So this is how many assignments in gray that you should have completed and turned in by the time you're working on this parts of speech assignment, okay? As you can see, there are quite a few days after it. And I put, as you can see, I put May over here to the side because instead of making a whole different calendar, I just put the one day for May. And if it turns into something where we're going to need more than one day in May, I'll of course make a new calendar and share it with you. But look, that's a lot of days that you should have already had completed. And I know that this week right here doesn't really count because it's spring break, but still, that's a lot of time. If you're waiting to do it all at once, you're really digging yourself into a hole. So please be doing your work. When possible, turn it in on Classroom. That's the easiest way for me to grade it. The second easiest way for me to grade it is via email. And the least easy way for me to grade it digitally is through Remind Text. Some of you are Remind Texting me everything, and that's fine. It is fine. But it is very difficult to keep track of. Those are the ones that I tend to be losing or saving screenshots of and then misplacing them or not emailing them to myself. So if you can email it to me, if you can put it on Classroom, please, please, please do, and that'll make everything move a lot smoother. Those of you turning in paper copies, just be aware, paper copies are totally fine, but be aware that those take quite a bit longer to grade. I only pick them up once every week or so because like you, I'm trying to stay healthy at home with my family, so I only go to the school about once a week, and they don't always have them sorted when I go. So if you're missing grades and you know you turn those in hard copy, just be aware of that, and I'll get it graded as soon as it gets picked up, okay? So day 18, that was a reflection on Romeo and Juliet. I've graded some of them, and the one thing I wanted to remind you all to do, and if I graded yours and you don't like your grade, you can redo it. Be sure to be giving examples. If you just say, I like this part because of my cat. I'm saying that because my cat buddy is sitting here with me while I do this. That's not a real example. You need to be thorough. And also say why. In all of our stuff, whenever we're arguing for something, we should always explain why. Why you like it, why you don't like it. Why you're comparing it to something, why you're contrasting it to something. Why you don't have a comparison for it. Explain why, you'll get full credit. Day 19 was the Shostak packet, and I've gotten quite a few texts about that today. So you're going to turn in all of the Shostak stuff. That's the original packet and that secondary packet that had the grid where you put the word and you found synonyms, I believe, maybe antonyms, I can't remember, a definition in your own words, and then you use it in a sentence or draw a picture, as well as the paragraphs. It's a lot to turn in, but most of it we did in class together. So you're going to turn in all of that stuff for day 19, all of it. And if you left your packet at school, go ahead and tell me so I can look for it the next time I go in. Now, this is going to get 2 grades, okay? Let me write that down so we can remember. This is going to get 2 grades. The first grade that it's going to get is going to be this I Learned Day, okay? That's going to be the first grade. The second grade, it's going to be a formative. It's going to be a quiz grade, okay? And that's where I'm going to go through and really grade every question. So if you turn it in, you're going to get this grade, okay? As long as it's completed, you're going to get full credit for that day, okay? The second grade is the one I want you to be more aware of. That I'm going to go through and grade them more slowly, and I'm going to grade those as a quiz. That'll be your vocab quiz grade for this. So I'm not going to give you a quiz, but I will grade the packet as a quiz grade. So if you turn it in and every single question is wrong, you're still going to get full credit for the I Learned Day. But you won't for the quiz, so just keep that in mind. Okay? If you have questions about that, you can ask me later. So let's talk about some parts of speech. So you have this little graphic over here on the side. You have this little guy in your packet. Let's just look at them really fast. So verbs. This says the function or job is an action or state. These are doing words, right? They're words that do something or that cause something to be done. So examples might be to be, have, do, like, work, sing, can, must, run, jump, play. Those are all doing words, right? If I have apples, the doing word is have, the ownership. The word have is my doing word, so that's my verb. If I am singing, what I'm doing is singing, right? So what is being done? What job is being performed, right? I'm so sorry. What action is being performed? So the function or the job of a verb is it's doing something. So the example sentence is, my dog is a collie. Is our doing word. I like to play fetch. What do you like? I enjoy. I enjoy playing fetch, right? Okay, nouns. So nouns are, this says thing or person. I added idea or place. An idea is kind of a tough one, even though nouns can be ideas. So if you just want to think of it as a person, place, or thing, that's fine. The example words they use are pen, dog, work, music, town, London, teacher, John. These are things you can touch, right? They're not, like you can't touch jumping. You can touch Freddie, who's jumping. You can touch a grasshopper that's jumping, but you can't touch jumping. But you can touch the thing, right? This is my dog. You can touch a dog. He lives in my house. You can touch a house. We live in where? London. Okay? You can touch London. So nouns are ideas. Are people, places, or things, and sometimes ideas, which we're not going to get into that right now. And then verbs are actions or states of being. The job of a verb is to do something. The job of a noun is to be something. Okay? Adjectives. So adjectives describe a noun, or you might hear someone say, like me, modify a noun. If I say the frog is your noun, right? How could we describe or modify frog? The green frog. Okay, green modifies frog. Now, if I were to say the jumping frog, Jumping is not a verb in that sentence because it is modifying or describing the noun. So jumping then becomes an adjective. And we'll get into that a little bit later. So some example words of adjectives. A or an, a frog. Which frog? A frog. The frog, 69 frogs, some frogs, good frogs, big frogs, red frogs, well frogs, interesting frogs. I don't know why I'm sticking with frogs. My kids have a new book that they read with frogs in it, and I guess that's on my mind. Adjectives also don't have to come before the noun, like green frog. You could say the frog is green, or my dog is big. What is describing the dog? The word big. It's a big dog, right? So you can kind of see that here. Big dog. Ooh. Oh. Big dog. Big dog. Okay. Adverbs. So adverbs are similar to adjectives in that they are describing or modifying something. But unlike an adjective, so adjectives describe or modify nouns. Adverbs describe or modify verbs. So they can also describe or modify adjectives or adverbs. But just to keep it simple, let's start off with verbs. So quickly, silently, well, badly, very, really. These are example words. And of course, there are many, many more. These example words, this whole column right here, that was not a highlighter. There we go. This whole column right here are just examples. They're not like the only list, but they're good examples. My dog eats quickly. How does your dog eat? First of all, dog is the noun. Eats. My dog eats. Eats is the verb. What is modifying the verb? Quickly. How does my dog eat? Quickly. If I said my big dog eats quickly, big is the adjective describing dog. Quickly is the adverb describing eats. Okay? When he is very hungry, he eats really quickly. So in this one, very is describing what he is, right? He is very hungry. How does he eat? Really quickly. So it modifies the verb. So it's similar to an adjective, and they both modify or describe something else, and that's their primary function. Pronouns. You guys are pretty good with these. It replaces a noun, or you can use it in the space of a noun. So if I'm talking about my dog, Juno. Okay, Juno's a female dog, okay? If I were to say, Juno loves peanut butter, she eats it out of the jar. Then Juno is a noun. She is replacing Juno in the next sentence, and we know that she is replacing the noun Juno, right? So this example says, Tara is Indian, she is beautiful. So Tara is Indian, she's from India. She, replacing the word Tara, is beautiful. So it's a pronoun because it's replacing that noun, and these are often used to make things more general or to kind of diversify the words in a sentence, but we use them all the time. I don't know if I can get that erased. There we go. So prepositions. You guys actually are the ones that taught me. A preposition is wherever a mouse can go, right? And we've talked about how that, of course, has some, there are things in there that maybe it's not always wherever a mouse can go, but that's a good starting place. Really, it links a noun to another word, okay? So we went to school on Monday. What's the noun? School, right? School is your noun. So to is linking it to went. On is linking it to Monday. So prepositions are linking nouns to other things, but it's also telling you wherever a mouse can go, right? It went to, it went on. Conjunctions. You guys, of course, I'm going to sing part of the song, so I can't help it, but it's the conjunction, junction, what's your function? Hooking up words and phrases and clauses. If you guys have never seen that Schoolhouse Rock video, I highly recommend you look it up on YouTube before you're done with your assignments, because it's so fun. That being said, they are words that join clauses or sentences or words. They're connector words, right? We talked about this when we looked at dependent and independent clauses, when we looked at run-on sentences and how to connect two independent clauses versus an independent and a dependent clause. To, at, after, on, Nope, I'm sorry. Wrong one. Ignore that. And, but, or nor. So if I were to say, I like dogs and I like cats, the connector word is and, right? The word that's connecting those things is and. I like cats and dogs. I like dogs, but I don't like cats, which is incorrect. We all know that's incorrect. But there are words that join other clauses and sentences and words together, or that connect words together. And then finally, interjections, which we haven't talked about a lot, but is probably the most simple. It's a short exclamation, sometimes inserted into a sentence. Ouch. Hi. Oh. Ouch. That hurts. Hi. How are you? Well, I don't know. I like to equate it with yelling, but really it's just like when you're interjecting or adding something in for emphasis, if that makes any sense. So on your assignment for the parts of speech, I think the first 7, you have to identify the part of speech and then explain what job it's doing. And that's this. That is this whole section here, right? What function or job is the word doing? So if you're identifying it as a verb, the job is that it's doing something. If you're identifying it as an adverb, it's that it's describing or modifying a verb, okay? And you have to say that in there, okay? I'm going to have to go back and regrade a few because when I initially graded the few that have been turned in, I was thinking like, oh, I'll just go easy on them. But now that I've made this video, I'm going to go back and regrade and just be sure you're giving the job, right? The job is important, and that's only on 1 through 7. The next 1 through 10 after that, you just have to label the part of speech, and you can use this chart to do that. Okay? Final order of business. So I've been holding office hours the week before spring break, and then Monday and Tuesday, and I will again tomorrow. And they're from 10 to 12. And there's been one day where people have come on, maybe 2 days. No, 1 day. I think it was just 1 day. And it was great to see some people and talk, and they asked some questions, and we chatted. But other than that, no one has shown up, which is fine. If you guys don't need to meet, I totally respect that. I get it. But I was wondering today, because a lot of people have been using Zoom, is if I had a Zoom meeting instead of Google Meet, if you guys would be more likely to utilize that. So if you watch this video, and I'll probably send out like a remind about it tomorrow, if you use this video, if you would be more likely to use for a meeting, Google Meet or Zoom, if you could let me know that, either in an email or a mind text or whatever, that would be really helpful. And I will do whatever you guys need me to do, okay? So again, hope you're staying healthy. I hope you're staying safe at home. I miss all of you very much. I wish we could be in class together, and I hope we will before the end of the school year, but I would rather miss out on those last few weeks and know that all of you are safe than to go back too early and risk hurting someone. So either way, know that I'm thinking about y'all every day. If you need anything, you can text me. If I don't text back, it's probably because I'm doing stuff with my kids, but I will get back to you as soon as I can, even if that means the next morning. You can also always email. And again, office hours, 10 to 12. I'm on there just sitting. I have it muted because I often listen to music and sing to myself, and I don't want you hearing that more than usual. So come meet with me if you need to. Text me if you need to. Email me if you need to. I miss you guys. Hope you're doing well. I'll see you later.